Hello and welcome. Let us look at the x-intercept and the y-intercept of a straight line. I have provided a graph, a Cartesian plane, and a straight line just for the understanding of this lesson. At the x-intercept, this is the point where the straight line intercepts the x-axis. So it will have a general format for the coordinate x, 0. That is, the y-coordinate always remains 0 along the x-axis. The y-intercept is the point where the straight line intercepts the y-axis. So the y-intercept coordinates have a general format of 0, y, where 0 represents the x-coordinate along the y-axis, which is always 0. So the 2 points, we can call it point A is the x-intercept, and point B shall be the y-intercept. So now let us look at the x and the y-intercepts of straight line given equations. Let us look at some equations of a straight line and try to identify the x-intercept and the y-intercept. I have provided 3 equations of a straight line. Number 1, y equal to 2x plus 1, y equal to a half x minus 3, y equal to 3x plus 4. Let us first acknowledge that the 3 equations I have provided are of the form y equal to mx plus c. In this general equation of a straight line, m always represents the gradient of that line. C always represents the y-intercept of that particular straight line. So C is a constant representing the y-intercept. So that one can be seen directly from the equation, where m represents the gradient of that straight line. So from this general equation, we can easily establish our y-intercept. And for the x-intercept, we shall set the coordinate of y as 0. So we shall set y 0 at this point. And when we calculate the y-intercept, we set x is equal to 0. So let us explore these 3 examples. On question number 1, y equal to 2x plus 1. So first of all, what is the gradient of this straight line? 2. So we can see that one is from the general equation m, so the gradient is 2. What is the y-intercept directly? The y-intercept is said to be 1. So 1 is now evident here because it is the constant term on the general equation of that straight line. So the y-intercept is 1, and therefore we can give the coordinate as 0, 1. Alright? Yes. How about the x-intercept? X-intercept, we set the y-coordinate to be 0 at that particular point. So when y is 0, from the general equation, 0 is equal to 2x plus 1. So this 0, I have substituted y 0. So taking 1 to the other side, let's say now negative 1 equal to 2x. And we now need the value of x by dividing this side by 2 and this side by 2. This implies that the value of x is negative a half. So the x-intercept here shall be negative a half. And therefore, we can write the coordinate as negative a half, 0. Remember, y is 0 at the x-intercept. So y-intercept is seen directly 1. So the coordinate 0, 1. X-intercept, we set y to be 0, and we follow these and find x is negative a half, and therefore the coordinate of that particular point is negative a half, 0. So this is the coordinate for the x-intercept. Y-intercept, we found it directly from the equation. Question number 2. Find the gradient, the x-intercept, and the y-intercept of this straight line. So first, the gradient of this line is a half. So this one is evident here. This a half represents from the general equation m. So gradient is a half directly. What is the y-intercept? From the straight line directly there, negative 3 is the constant c, which we had seen here, representing the y-intercept. Therefore, the y-intercept is negative 3. Take it together with the sign in front of it. And therefore, the coordinate is 0, negative 3. remember x is 0 at that point. How about the x-intercept for that line? The x-intercept for this line, we set y to be equal to 0. Therefore, y is 0 at that point. That means y 0 is equal to a half x minus 3. Alright, so taking negative 3 to the left hand side, the sign changes to positive, or rather add 3 to both sides of the equation. We get a positive 3 equal to negative a half x. Multiply both sides by 2 to get rid of this denominator, so by 2 this side and by 2 this side. This now implies that x is equal to 6, that is 3 times 2, giving us 6. So rather now we can write the x coordinate, the x-intercept as 6, 0, 6, 0. Right? So 6, 0. Y is 0 at that point, x is 0 at the y-intercept. Question number 3 is also in the general form y is equals to mx plus c. I want you to find the gradient of that straight line, find the y-intercept and the x-intercept for this equation of number 3, y equal to 3x plus 4. So look at the equation, read the gradient directly, read the y-intercept directly, set y is equal to 0 to find the x-intercept, and leave your answer in the comment section below. Thank you for watching. Until next time, I am your teacher, Mr. Justus. Goodbye.